Okay, there are two types of receptors we want to look at: baroreceptors and chemoreceptors. Baroreceptors are going to detect stretch. When a blood vessel has blood passing through it, then the blood is going to have a certain amount of pressure to it. And that pressure can stretch the blood vessel, especially in the elastic arteries. So baroreceptors are located in the aorta and close to the medulla. They're going to report to the medulla They report that information to the medulla, and the medulla determines the blood pressure from the stretch. The medulla then will say that it needs to either increase the blood pressure or decrease the blood pressure. If the medulla wants to increase the blood pressure, if blood pressure needs to be increased, then the medulla will stimulate the sympathetic nervous system. This is going to increase the heart rate and increase the force of contraction. Okay, alternately, if the blood pressure needs to be decreased, then the medulla will stimulate the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is part of the parasympathetic nervous system. So this is going to decrease the heart rate. If you decrease the heart rate, you decrease the amount of blood going to the heart, and that's going to decrease venous return, which is in turn going to decrease the blood pressure. Okay, so those are baroreceptors. Let's look at chemoreceptors. Chemoreceptors are going to detect chemicals. The chemicals that the chemoreceptors are going to detect include oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, let's mainly look at the carbon dioxide detectors right now. Carbon dioxide, if you remember it, that the equation carbon dioxide, if carbon dioxide is increased, it increases the hydrogen ion and it decreases the pH. So if the medulla receives information that the carbon dioxide is too high, then it's going to know that you have a low pH, and that means that you need to send more blood to the lungs. How do you send more blood to the lungs? For diffusion. You're going to send more blood to the lungs for diffusion, and that's going to stimulate the sympathetic nervous system. Okay, conversely, if the medulla sees that you have a low carbon dioxide, that means that you have a high pH, and the medulla is going to be able to send less blood to the lungs. This is going to be done by stimulating the vagus nerve. And remember that the vagus nerve is part of the parasympathetic nervous system.